Okay, so welcome to Reelfoot Lake. My name is David. I'm the ranger naturalist here at Reelfoot for West Tennessee, and this is Cody. So today we're going to take you on a shallow water boat trip of Reelfoot Lake. July the 5th, the water flowers are in full bloom. It's a beautiful, beautiful time to be out on the lake, and I'm going to take you into some of my favorite places on Reelfoot. Primarily to look at the water flowers and some of the wetland scenes, but also hopefully we'll find a few birds. So as we go out, I kind of wanted to just start out with the boat. This is my Pro Drive boat. So this is the long boat. It's a 19-foot boat. But the best thing about this boat is the motor. And the motor on this is called a Pro Drive motor. And it is also known as a shallow drive motor. It's basically a big lawnmower engine, air cooled, but it has a very short shaft set pretty much even with the bottom of the boat, and especially big prop, and then a skid plate. So it will grow in the very, very shallow water where a lot of other boats and typical outboards will not go. So me and Cody are going to take you into some of the neat places on the lake. We're launching at Kirby Pocket in the Buck Basin area, launching straight into the shallow water where there's going to be a lot of water flowers, a lot of scenics. We're going to have a great time and show you some places on Reelfoot Lake that most people never see. Okay, so coming out of Kirby Pocket, we are immediately in just beautiful wetland plants. So before you're even out of sight of the boat ramp, you're at the first patch of pickerel weed, just like the fish pickerel, which is a beautiful purple flower. We'll be seeing lots of those on the trip today. So we're going to ease down the shoreline. And I didn't mention, but this is my favorite place on the lake to kayak and canoe. A great canoe kayak area, and while we're not canoeing and kayaking today, if you want to canoe and kayak at Reelfoot, this is the place. It's to launch at Kirby Pocket, come out, you have some channels right into the lily pads. So we're going to make just a quick little moment here down the edge of the channel, and then right up into the first patch of the American Lotus. Now we're going by the spatter dock, which is one of the smaller water lilies. So several types of water lilies and plants we'll see today, but the American Lotus is what really draws people's attention this time of year, and they have literally just started blooming the last few days. So we're going to stop and kind of do a drift by the big pad, the first beautiful flower, first beautiful lotus flower. Another good view of an American Lotus, several of them, just once again a beautiful flower. So kind of a quick swing just looking here, and once again we're just 100 yards from the boat ramp here at Kirby Pocket. So this end of the lake is just beautiful water flowers this time of year. Once again, a great place to canoe kayak. Just a few other things before we move on. This is the American Lotus before it opens up, so it kind of looked like a big spear point, and then after the bloom it kind of turns into look like a shower head, and this will keep growing. Each one of those little dots you see in the middle will turn into a seed. Cody likes to eat the water flower seeds. Anyway, okay, get out of the picture, Cody. So that will keep growing, be like a big shower head. You'll see them used a lot in flower arrangements, and the inside of that seed, those nuts that are in there basically are edible. They're actually called the yakapin, which in Chickasaw means roasting nut. So once again, the yellow center of the flower, as it matures, will grow into that, and then it will keep growing and literally as big as a shower head, and then they get taken for flower arrangements and mainly for flower arrangements. There's a dragonfly right on that one that's kind of neat. Anyway, the beauty out here just never ceases to amaze us. Osprey, very common bird at Reelfoot Lake in the summertime. A lot of osprey nests, over 50 osprey nests here on the lake. But this is one of the lowest nests that I know of. Literally, we're going to ease up by this nest. It's got 2 babies in it, and they're about half grown. So we're going to ease right by them. They're just kind of going to lay down, look at us. They're saying, oh, there's another one of those boats as it comes by. But beautiful, beautiful birds. And there's mom coming in, actually mom or dad coming in with a fish, coming in checking us out, saying, why are you going close to my babies? Anyway, just made a quick swing by, not to disturb them. You can see they see fishing boats every day. So the ospreys, the ones close to the boat ramps, get very used to people. But we'll see a lot of ospreys. Probably the only one I'm going to video today, just because that one is so low as we head across the lake. Okay, we're now out from Sandberg, just a beautiful area. It's one of the thickest patches of the pickerel weed, the purple flower, a lot of spatterdock, and a lot of lotus. So mainly through here, just going to let you observe the beauty as we go through this next, couple of minutes of just showing you this shallow water, some cypress trees, spatterdock, pickerel weed, American lotus. Just a very short little ride through just one of my favorite places, but we'll be looking at several of my favorite places today. Probably got 10 of them, but coming through the flowers, into the trees, out into the open lake. And once again, this is the Basin out from Sandberg, straight out from Sandberg, so easy to reach on a canoe or kayak trip, as well as a shallow water boat trip. And Cody really enjoys coming through the trees and the water plants. Okay, we're now out in another part of the lake. Only a few of these in bloom. This is your true watered lily, and they are my favorite of the water flowers here at Reelfoot. Just gorgeous, gorgeous flowers. Have a really good kind of orangey smell. Different kind of leaf. You can see the leaf floats flat on the surface, has the V cut in the back, and then we're mixed in with the spatterdock, and then not very far away our American lotus. But I just wanted to do a close-up of the water lily. Okay, this is one of my favorite channels going back into the swamp. This is off Horse Island Ditch. Some big cypress trees. The interplay of light and shadow of the sunlight coming through the trees. Cody really seems to like this area. So it's just a very small channel, not much wider than the boat. So you have to know exactly where it's at. Of course, the water is covered with duckweed, which is one of the flowering plants, actually one of the world's smallest flowering plants. So this is actually taking you back into the swamp part of Reelfoot Lake. And there's numerous places we can do this in canoe and kayak. Only a few places we can do it in a boat, even a pro-drop boat like this. And very few places you can do it in a traditional outboard, traditional fishing boat. Definitely not a big boat. But, I don't know, something about this little channel has just always been one of my favorite little channels to come through when I'm bringing people boat riding and wanting to show you the beauty of the lake. This is definitely made the cut when I was trying to decide on the 4 or 5 places or 10 places to share with you while Cody and I come out here on a boat ride today. up in an area called Buck Basin, upper end of Buck Basin, going up toward Allen Opening. One of my favorite parts of the lake in this shallow dry boat. Lots of cypress trees. It's a very thick area, very shallow part of the lake. I'm just going to run through a little bit of it to share with you some of this beauty. It's not a shallow water boat ride with me on Reelfoot Lake unless we go into my absolute favorite place on the lake, which is Old Crane Town. So we're going to be running back up the channel into Old Crane Town for the next few minutes. that's the ride back into Old Crane Town. Not a lot of people know how to get back in here anymore. Look at the size of this tree that we stopped at. And it's not the biggest tree back here, but it's a big one. Very big, old, mature cypress tree. And just one of my favorite parts of the lake. Anytime I do a boat ride and bring friends back in the swamp, show them the shallow parts of the lake, Old Crane Town, where we are now, is one of the destinations. Just one of the most remote places on the lake. Just the silence, the cypress trees, everything on the water. Just one of my absolute favorite places. So hope you enjoyed the ride into Old Crane Town. So I hope you've enjoyed spending a little bit of time with me at Reelfoot Lake, seeing some of the most beautiful areas of the lake, the shallow water areas, going into places that most people have never been able to go. And once again, unless you have one of these shallow dry boats or canoe or kayak, it's very difficult to do. So canoeing and kayaking is fantastic here. So if you've never thought about canoeing and kayaking on Reelfoot, definitely add that to your list. But this midsummer, the water flowers are just spectacular. So I hope you enjoyed spending a little bit of time with me. I appreciate you joining me. Come out and visit all of our Tennessee state parks. We have 56 wonderful state parks, diversity of things, and Reelfoot is definitely one of the jewels of our state park system. So we are headed back into the dock. It's getting middle of the day, getting kind of hot. So the Pro Drive, I'm just going to kind of end a little bit, showing a little bit of the flowers with the Pro Drive. I love the Pro Drive. Once again, have a great day. Thanks for coming out with us on a tour of Reelfoot Lake, in with a beautiful shot of the American Lotus. Come and see us at all our state parks. Thanks.